Conference shit pick ems.
Sound
like I said shit.
Conference shit pick ems.
Conference shit pick ems. We're back with conference shit pick ems. Like we are every single week, of course. But Super Bowl picks will be next. We plan on doing a live stream for that. More updates.
Come on in, man.
Yeah, scoot over, everyone. We got you guys covered with the NFL content. That's all there is to it. Okay, like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Link for our Twitter pinned in the comments. That's an absolute must follow. And then our sponsors are down there as well. GLD Shop, Rock and Chain from GLD Shop right here. Liquid IV. Code GOAT on those sites. And for Walk the Mock, which is a mock draft simulator, we got a 50% off code. GOAT House 50. Let's take a look at the standings. Leaderboard for the playoffs. Me and Pete got 8. Yeller got 7. Dan and Junior a 6 and a 5. And then the Picks League champ and the Twitter subs vote at 9, so they've been impressive. So Never Forgetful, who won the regular season, 9 for the playoffs. So he's tearing it up again. Yeah.
I got no comment.
No comment? I was waiting for some sort of comment.
No, I'm embarrassed.
Did we lose the channel to the Picks League champion?
Yeah, he takes the channel. We give it to him. We get him the login and the password.
Makes sense.
And then I just recover it after that. He doesn't know that, though. All right. We got 2 games to pick. We're going to do some more things. We're going to pick some other things after that, so don't worry. We got some good stuff for you today. But the NFC Championship game, the first game on Sunday, Niners at Eagles. It's going to be a good one, folks. What are we thinking?
Would you like me to go?
You go ahead.
I'm taking the Eagles.
Dan?
I love the 49ers. I love their season, but this is they're going into Philly. This is a whole different realm. They throw piss. They get angry. It's going to be loud. I don't know if Brock Purdy's streak is going to continue after this one, folks.
Old Yeller is going with the 49ers. He is going with the 49ers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Eagles.
Junior's going with the Eagles.
I like the Niners. I like their season. What else you say, Dan?
You got it.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah,
you can do it.
But I think Brock Purdy's streak comes to an end here.
Nailed it.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
What are you thinking, Pete?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about any of these games.
Well, the champ,
only 2,
most important, the champ's taking the Niners.
Oh.
Never Forgetful.
That's
Going with the Niners. Twitter subs vote is going with the Niners.
I'm gonna follow the Picks champ and the Twitter voters. I'm going to take the Niners.
It's okay.
Oh, boy.
I think you guys, Junior picked the Giants over there.
No, Pete, we don't talk about that, dude.
He saw the Eagles just shellac them, so he's like, "Oh man, the Eagles are good." I mean, they are good, but I don't think they're ready for the Niners defense. I think they're going to be ready to go, and they've been in this situation. I know Purdy hasn't, but the Niners have been in the NFC Championship so many times recently. What is it, 3 out of the last 4 years or something like that?
Purdy, all of them.
Not Purdy in all of them, but I think they get it done with Purdy easily, just like they did with Jimmy G. Not easily. It's going to be a good game. I'm just saying, doesn't matter. Purdy hasn't been there before.
It's in Philly.
I think they still can
It's in Philly. They throw piss. They were absolutely dominant last week. I mean, how dominant they were. But the tough part is are they prepared? I mean, they're sort of prepared, but I think going from the Giants to a totally different matchup and opponent to the Niners, because you're able to run all over the Giants. Niners going to stop the run. And they could stop the pass as well. So I don't really love that for the Eagles that did you get prepared during these playoffs? You're going from the Giants to the Niners. That's the tough part. I go back to the Titans game, though. The Eagles versus the Titans. I thought the Titans were going to surprise everyone and win that game because they stopped the run so well, but the Eagles just didn't even run the ball. They just threw all over them. But the Niners' pass defense a little bit different. But can Purdy get the job done? That's the big question. But I'm gonna ride with him. We keep saying that every week, but I'm gonna ride with him. He was impressive last week. I know they didn't do a whole lot against the Cowboys, but I'm left thinking that they could have done more if they needed to. I thought they were able to move the ball, especially late in that game. If the Cowboys kind of tied it up or took the lead, I think the 49ers would have figured something out. I just like their defense. I think they're going to stop the Eagles, slow down the Eagles' run. They're going to limit the pass. It's just something the Eagles aren't used to based on what they've played this year. And I think the 49ers will run the ball pretty effectively. So it's going to be a good battle. The Niners pass rush versus the Eagles' offensive line. I don't really love – well, you have a Niners player getting arrested, Charles Omenihu, so you don't love that. I don't love A.J. Brown upset at the end of the last game because he wasn't getting the ball enough. It was kind of there. People were kind of saying he was hurt a little bit, and that's why. But then Sirianni basically came out and say he was upset because he wants the ball more. So I don't really love that.
He's disgruntled.
You brought up the Cowboys, Niners-Cowboys game, and I just want to get this on the record. I'm done with the Cowboys.
Done with them?
They have passed the Atlanta Falcons for me.
Oh,
I hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, but you're picking against the Falcons during the regular season works out. I don't know about the Cowboys.
I hate the Cowboys.
All right. Yeah, I'm rolling with the Niners, though. They're 2.5-point underdogs. It's just a defense that the Eagles really haven't seen. I guess no one's seen it unless you've played the Niners this year. I just got a feeling. I've been saying the Niners since they were 4-4. They're going to the Super Bowl, so I'm riding with it. It's going to be a good one, though. It's going to be a good one, folks.
The Bears beat the Niners.
Well, I think Junior and I are statistically eliminated here, so it really doesn't matter for us.
We're just having fun, man.
Yeah, we're having
just out there having fun.
Yeah.
All right. AFC Championship game. Who I still don't know who I'm picking in this game. Bengals at Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. AFC Championship showdown.
We know who the champ's taking.
The two best quarterbacks in all of football, Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, non-debatable. Those are the two best. And they face off in the AFC Championship game. But like you said, we know who the champ is taking. Ever Forgetful is a Bengals guy. He had him last week. He said if they won last week, they're winning the whole thing. So here you go. He's going with the Bengals.
Impressive.
Man of his word.
What's the word on Mahomes?
He's going to play.
What is it? Just
is he
a high
like
ankle
crutches
sprain?
or anything? Yeah, I thought it was like a severe high
It
ankle sprain.
sounds like he's doing better. They're not really coming out and saying, which is kind of smart because you just don't know. You don't want the Bengals to be like, I don't know if it really makes much of a difference. They're still going to try to get the pressure on him, but you don't want your opponent to know how hurt he actually is. I mean, he's going to be limited or out of practice, which he doesn't really at this point of the year doesn't need to practice anyways, but just needs to be out there with the guys. But
do they have to list like an injury report?
Oh yeah. But so we'll see where he's at the rest of the week on that. But he's got a high ankle sprain, so he's going to have a sprained ankle. I think it being the later game Sunday probably helps a little bit. I mean, it's only a few hours difference, but they got some good trainers over. They got some guys, some good trainers, and they'll get him as prepared as he can be. It's tough to figure out. Like, is he going to be 100% though?
No. I really want to know what Pete's going to do here.
I'm gonna go with our guy over here that it's his team. I'm gonna take the Bengals though. I think we've seen these two teams play a lot recently, and the Bengals have just gotten the best of the Chiefs every single time, and especially with Mahomes being banged up, I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals here. They've just been playing. It's kind of surprising with the amount of injuries they have on the offensive line. They just play so physical up front, and I said that when the Titans played them, like they literally just beat us at our own game. It was a close game. I think the Bengals won by 3 or something like that. I don't even remember now, but the Bengals just out physicaled us on the offensive line and the defensive line. It's just surprising to see, but they have so much talent too at their skill positions, and Joe Burrow just solidified himself as, like you said, the top 2 quarterback in the league.
Whoa! Give me the Bengals.
Junior's taking the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals. I think if Mahomes was 100%, I'd be very tempted and probably would take the Chiefs here, but I just don't.
Chiefs can't beat the Bengals, apparently.
Right, when that's what they're due. They're definitely due, but Patrick Mahomes not at 100% concerns me. I mean, he's still gonna sling it.
The subs vote is going with the Bengals as well. Old Yeller is going with the Chiefs as long as Mahomes plays. Mahomes is going to play.
Surprised.
What are you going to do?
This is so tough to pick. Mahomes is
how. I'm not riding on it. Life or death here.
Is he going to be 100%? That's the question. I think with a high ankle sprain and getting the whole week of rest, you don't have to play till Sunday night. And there's no like.
It's going to be 100%.
What?
It's not going to be 100%.
You don't think so?
No.
Sprained ankle that bad though?
High ankle sprain.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Tannehill came back and played with it, but then he was out the next week or two.
Yeah, but if they were as good as the Chiefs,
and then he did it again, and then he was done for the year. But he came back and played in the game. That's what I mean. Like, he came back and played in the game, but then he was ruled out the rest of the year because, like, adrenaline at the time, he fought through it, but then afterwards, it's just not good.
I think Orlovsky was saying something similar, too. Let's make it the game of the week.
Definitely not going to be 100%.
Let's make it the game of the week.
I'm just sticking with my my pick from all year was Chiefs Niners. Give me the Chiefs. The matchup says Bengals. Mahomes being hurt says Bengals. The Bengals are the hottest team in football right now. They're really good. They're deserving of not only going to the Super Bowl but winning the Super Bowl. So are other teams like the Chiefs. But the coaching is ridiculous right now. Burrow's ridiculous. The weapons are ridiculous. I mean, they're underrated in terms of running the football, and they can do that very well against the Chiefs than they have in the past with Mixon and Pirine. Did I mention the defense is playing very well?
Sounds like you want to take the Bengals.
It really does.
The thing about the Bengals is it's hard for me to believe that the offensive line is able to do what they're doing right now. Even if all their starters are in it, it's a bad offensive line, and they're missing 3 starters. Will Kappa be back this week? I guess we'll see. Chiefs' pass rush has been getting better and better. Chris Jones is at least the best the best defensive player in the AFC. I think he has a day. Frank Clark's been great. Karlaftis, Carlos Dunlap. I think those guys, they have to feast against this offensive line. The Bills got bullied against this on paper, maybe the worst offensive line in football. They got bullied, but who do they got? Who do the Bills got up there? They got Ed Oliver, Russo, Epinesa.
These are all high draft picks, though.
Yeah, but they haven't produced really. We're talking Chris Jones, Frank Clark, George Karlaftis, Carlos Dunlap. Derek Nottie has been playing. He played pretty well last week. Spagnuolo likes to blitz.
I think it's pretty similar. I think Chris Jones obviously stands out. He's really good, really good, like above all those guys. But like if you took all the rest of the Chiefs guys and then took the Bills defensive line, they're all on the same.
They got some guys. We got some
The
guys.
Chiefs defensive line is definitely
Let's make
better.
this the game of the
If you
week. I'm taking
put
the
Chris
Chiefs.
Jones on the Bills, all those other guys they have on their line would have as much production as Frank Clark and those guys.
I don't know about that.
Yes, 100%.
Frank Clark and Karlaftis would be the best 2 pass rushers on the Bills, in my opinion.
If Chris Jones on the Bills, I don't know if you'd say that.
Get him, Pete.
I'm thinking that.
Just saying.
Get him,
Chris
Pete.
Jones.
Dan taking the Chiefs. All right. It's tough because I don't know how good Mahomes is gonna. He's gonna be good still, but Kelsey's still gonna remain a problem. The Chiefs hadn't beaten the regular season until Kelsey fumbled. It was in a big moment. I'm thinking he's not gonna fumble again. McKinnon wasn't good last week. Pacheco was. That might be a tough game plan for the Bengals. What do we expect from these guys? Chiefs get kind of creative with those guys too. They can run.
Clyde back last week too.
Oh yeah, they took him off, or they got him back a couple weeks ago to practice, but we'll see if they use him at all. Do they run these weird plays? Does Mahomes have the ankle for it? Any options, things they get where they get creative, that could be a factor in this game. So, look at last year. The Chiefs were beating them up pretty good in the first half, and then the Bengals were dropping more guys in coverage, rushing less guys actually, but that was working out because they were able to double up Kelsey and double up Hill. They don't have Tyreek Hill anymore, but it might help them in a game like this because there might be more guys to account for. Like last year, it was literally just Kelsey and Hill. No one else is really going to beat you. Now you have Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Marcus Valdes-Scantling's getting going, and McKinnon's more of like a receiver option now too. And they just have several options. They got Sky Moore in some action last week, and Hardman could be back healthy. So I think having more options rather than just 2 by far their best options could help them in a game like this. It's just going to come down to if the Chiefs can stop the run, I think is a big thing, which they've done that better this year, but they couldn't really slow down ETN. And then can Mahomes play at 100%? Those are kind of the big questions here. It's going to be a good one. Both those games are going to be really good. Like, they both should be very close. Like, I'd be surprised if we got an ass beating. Some of those games last week were pretty damn disappointing, but I'd be very surprised if there was an ass beating, unless Mahomes just I'm not expecting it to happen, but goes down and it's Henny pretty much the whole game. Then it's probably going to be an ass beating. But
Pete said the Niners are going to win easy.
I didn't say they're going to win easy.
We'll replay the tape.
I took both 2.5-point underdogs. I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I'm a little stubborn. I'm kind of going with my picks from all year, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm very close to getting it right, but it very easily could be Bengals Eagles, and then my picks all year are wrong.
Right, but then you at least stuck to your guns, man.
Yeah.
You got to respect that.
Yeah.
Respect.
This one I could switch. I'm gonna stick with the Niners on the Eagles game, but it's gonna be a good one.
You better make an announcement well before the game, though, because there's no tracker.
I want it tweeted out.
I always
all
make the
receipts.
announcement, okay? I'm probably not going to change, but we'll see. We're not done yet, though. We're going to have a little fun here. A little fun.
Let's have fun.
All right, so would you guys rather
Pete's guy.
trade for Lamar Jackson for three first round plus? It's going to be some other things, but 3 first rounds, or would you rather have your team trade for Aaron Rodgers for a little bit less? 2 first round picks there. What would you rather do if your team needed a quarterback this year, and with that quarterback you can contend? What would you rather do here?
I would say it's definitely going to depend on the team making that trade. If they have a team that's already set,
Let's say like the Jets,
Lamar Jackson.
not a contender,
Lamar
but
Jackson.
with either of these quarterbacks, they might be.
3 firsts. I think just 3 firsts in general is too much for me. I'm going to take Rodgers with the 2 firsts.
Dan's taking Rodgers. Did I hear Junior say he's going Lamar?
Well, that's with the Jets situation. I think it really does depend. If you have like Lamar's like the build around him kind of guy. You may he could be like a 2-year, 3-year plan, but Rodgers is like he's going to be like Brady going to the Bucs the first year. It's like he's going to go to a team that's just literally all they need is a quarterback.
Just built. Yeah.
But I'll take Lamar Jackson.
I'm kind of stumped on my own question here. Well, the graphics guy's question. Pete, what are you
You
thinking?
got to go at Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's younger. I mean, you don't want that
More athletic.
old wrinkly balls Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback.
Jeez,
He's-
Pete. That's how I really
It's a
feel.
little harsh.
Like 2 firsts for him to just come and play, and if things don't go right, he's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play next year. Like,
Rodgers
I'm
is a
not-
drug
I'm
addict,
not,
though. He is
not
a drug
sending
addict.
2 firsts for that.
Pete
Yeah.
convinced me. I'm going.
Why would you? Yeah,
You
come
definitely convinced me with the old wrinkly. No,
Oh.
I'm kidding. You convinced me with the. Well, yeah, you could trade for Rodgers, and it could be a 1-year thing. He could retire, or he could be like, yeah, I might want to be traded, and then.
You just do like what, $60 million or something like that. Something stupid.
Yeah, but the cap hit's not gonna. The cap hit's gonna be somewhat small for Rodgers this year. The way they laid out that contract is weird. It's almost like they planned on trading him.
I think they did, to be honest with
But
you.
the future years are gonna be pretty expensive. But Lamar, trading that much for Lamar, and does he just get hurt for the 3rd year in a row? You hate to predict that, but that's tough. I'm stumped on on our own graphics guy's question here. But the Rodgers, retiring after 1 year,
Drug
maybe not
addict,
making
wrinkly balls,
balls. Yeah,
I can see Lamar Jackson in like a Commander's uniform. I don't know why.
could see it.
I can see it.
Could see it. All right, we got another fun one for you guys. Sticking on the
Ooh.
Packers train here, would you rather, if you're the Packers and it's up to you, do you stick with Rodgers and try to contend, or do you go to Jordan Love and trade Rodgers, get those picks, kind of worry about more of the future? You're not so focused on, you're going to try to win this year, but you're not so focused on Super Bowl like you are every year when you have Rodgers and you're getting picks, or they're going to be better with Rodgers, though.
This is a goat house guarantee on Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
If they're we know, where the direction is with Rodgers right now. If they can get something in return for him, and figure out if Jordan Love's the guy, this.
I
is
like
the
how
time
you
to
just
do it.
made my pick for me.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's a
Veteran
goat
move.
house guarantee.
Look at that, all over there. I got to fix that, though.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wrong side. There
There
it
it
is.
is.
There it is.
Nice.
Gotta shrink him down.
Old Yeller's even going there too.
Nice.
I'm in agreement though. I mean, Rodgers is better, obviously, but the Packers got to. There's such thing as being too confident. It's a big problem for some teams. I think the Packers, their thinking probably is with Rodgers, we can definitely go win the Super Bowl. I don't think they can. I think they can get back to winning the division, but
Real quick,
that might be a stretch.
based on Packers fans last year, if Jordan Love was playing, they probably would have gone to the Super Bowl.
You think?
After what I saw on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them was calling for it early.
All right, so we're all on the
I
same
bet
page.
Packers fans would agree too. with
Yeah.
that.
Well, Pete didn't even have to tell me where he was
No.
going. I knew where he was going
Yeah.
Well, I
because the
give
old
the
wrinkly balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guarantee. You know?
What do you think Jordan Love would get for trade? What do you think? What do you think the Packers would want for?
Packers would want a second. They probably wouldn't get the second.
There's no way he's worth a second.
That's what they would demand. They probably
Who
wouldn't
would
even
you
get the
rather
third.
have? You should have that up there. Did you have that? Jordan Love or Trey Lance? Who would you rather? Who would you rather?
That's a
trade?
good one. We'll
Who'd you
talk
rather-
about Trey Lance, but not for
Who'd you
Jordan.
rather trade for?
rather
What's
trade
what's
for
their
Trey
value?
Lance.
What
Like the same value.
Trey Lance for sure.
Yeah.
So you trade a second for Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But not a second for Jordan Love.
No shot.
Correct.
Hmm.
Trey Lance. I mean, they're both kind of mysteries still, but I think they're both in a way like prospects almost, where they're young, they have upside, but it's still a little bit of a mystery. I'd rather go with the guy with more upside. Guy that was supposed to be a lot
And
better.
we haven't seen Jordan Love, and he was drafted to eventually replace Rodgers, and it's been how many years since they've drafted him?
Yeah.
Whereas
We saw him against the Chiefs last year. They blitzed the absolute shit on him, and he didn't know what to do. But
things change.
things could change.
matchup.
It's tough to get
He
thrown in.
came in, what was it, Eagles game or something?
Yeah, he looked
looked
decent.
good, yeah.
He was scoring. They almost felt like they were still in the game because of it. But maybe those Packers fans that you saw this year were kind of basing a little bit off that. A lot off that. Next, so the Raiders, this one's already been decided, really, it feels like. The Raiders, what's so funny?
It's a funny picture, man.
The Raiders are basically choosing McDaniels over Carr. Like, Carr's been their guy for so long, they bring in McDaniels. They both shit the bed this year, and they're like, yep, we're trading Carr because he doesn't work for McDaniels' system. And Carr's already saying goodbye, and then McDaniels is not getting fired, obviously. So they're choosing McDaniels over Carr. Right move or wrong move? Like, who would you choose if you're the Raiders front office or owner?
If I'm a fan, I would get rid of McDaniels, but I think where this team's trajectory is, you kind of have to have a coach that's going to be there for some time to develop players into the system that.
So you're choosing
your
McDaniels?
GM, yeah, I mean, I like Derek Carr better than McDaniels for sure, but I think as a GM, you probably want somebody to stay there and draft their scheme.
I think
rather
they
than
can do
there.
better than Carr. I do. Give me
Okay.
McDaniels.
Like a Rodgers or something like that.
Somebody that fits the McDaniels system. I
Yeah,
don't-
I'm with McDaniels too. I don't know. He struggled. And during the season when they were struggling, you hear former players coming out and saying like, yeah, this like he wasn't a good coach and stuff like that. But you just brought him in for 1 year. You got to give him a chance to, like Dan was saying, bring in his guys and get the guys that he sees that fits. And Derek Carr doesn't fit.
And that didn't work in Denver. He brought in the guys that he thought.
But he gets another try, right?
Yeah, and that was the main issue, though. He was drafting in Denver. He was picking his guys, and then they stunk after that.
Jay Cutler.
Tebow was
Yeah,
around
yeah.
at that time too. I would go Carr. I mean, you got a proven solid quarterback here. It's hard to come across another one. And of course, they could upgrade by going Brady. That's been the rumors. That's going to be for a year if that's the case. McDaniels has proven that he sucks as a coach. The big issue was the second half adjustments this year. There was none of them, and I think that led to things being made more difficult for Derek Carr. And it's on the coach to adjust. And Carr was playing good in first halves of those games, so. I choose quarterback over coach when there are plenty other coaches out there, and I know for a fact there are plenty other better coaches out there. So
Sounds like a rebuild to me. I thought I saw an article saying that they were
I don't
having a
think
fire
they're
sale on
rebuilding.
some players.
yeah, I saw that too. I don't believe that
Like
because
on
we
Waller
know
or
they're for
Renfro?
sure in on Brady, and I saw that there was reports that they could sell Hunter Renfro and Darren Waller. If they're in on Brady, why the hell would they get rid of that? That doesn't make sense to me. Why would they get rid of those players? I mean, that's like Gronk for Brady with Waller, and what is it? That's like multiple different receivers Brady had, like Renfro. I mean, Wes Welker.
I know
something
what
like
you're saying.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's like that's his type of guys, like
Julian
playmakers. Edelman, yeah, that's probably a better one.
Danny Amendola.
Amendola,
Stevie
Chris
Miller.
Hogan,
Was that guy Stevie Miller? Whatever his name is. Steve Miller.
Stevie Wonder, yep.
I think it's Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller. There we go.
Scotty Miller.
Thank you.
Scotty, he's on the Bucks though, and he's not that
from,
good.
He's from the area, I think.
Oh.
Barrington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a beast.
All right, so who would you rather have on your team? Would you rather you need a quarterback? Would you rather have Derek Carr? Would you rather have Tom Brady? And I think right away you want to go Tom Brady, but remember it's probably one and done for Brady. Would you rather have Derek Carr for multiple years, or would you rather have Brady for 1 year? And to me, it's a tough one.
No, it's not.
It's not.
So am I the
Wait,
Raiders
wait.
in this
Whoa,
situation?
wait a second.
Sorry.
Let
I
me
get the
go.
Clarification.
Wait a second. So, if you're the Raiders here, yeah, you're definitely the Raiders here.
Okay.
Then
You could be anybody, but probably the Raiders.
we're making the decision for the Raiders.
Well,
No, I think this is just anybody.
yeah, the Raiders logo isn't up there, so it's.
right? Well, then my whole point doesn't really make sense because I was gonna say like if I'm the Raiders, I'm trading Carr for some picks and then Brady signed, so then you still have picks for the future.
Yeah.
So you're not really screwing yourself bringing in
But don't
Brady
they have to
on
trade
a 1
for
year.
Brady too?
I think
No,
Brady's a
free
free
agent.
Oh. Well, I think it really depends on the team that I have because obviously
For the Raiders, it makes sense to go Brady and trade Carr, but any other team, I think I would take Carr.
All right, so we're kind of could argue either side on this one. We can just go ahead and move
Yeah,
on.
I'm going to go no vote on that one.
No vote.
No vote. All right, who's your starter
Oh,
next year?
God.
If you're in charge, you starting Purdy, you starting Lance?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. No, that's not one of the options.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Just kidding.
No, it's got to be Brock Purdy.
It's got to be Trey Lance. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I
They're
think
going to trade him.
No, they're not.
Oh man.
There's no way they trade him.
I mean, I think most people go Purdy just because he's winning right now. If he
Yeah.
wins the Super Bowl, I think you got to go Purdy.
They did it to Garoppolo. Garoppolo won the Super Bowl, and then they
paid him.
drafted Trey Lance.
They paid him though.
We didn't
True.
win the Super Bowl. He
Oh,
went to the
same,
Super Bowl.
same.
But there's so much stock in the Lance. You know his upside. He really hasn't. You know, if you think if Purdy can do this in the system, then our guy Lance has got to be able to, right? So that's why you can argue either side.
I would just go competition, just open competition all.
Who wins the
summer.
competition?
Yeah, this is. Oh, I don't know.
That's what we're picking here, Pete.
Yeah, who wins the competition?
I think Trey Lance would win it.
If they win the Super Bowl, I think Purdy wins it.
If they win the Super Bowl, Purdy. Well,
Yeah,
I think they're going to go Purdy.
I mean, if he wins
If
the
I'm
Super Bowl-
predicting
if he
who
wins
they're
the
gonna
Super
go.
Bowl, you have to go with them. I mean,
Yeah.
why
People
wouldn't
were
you?
asking me this question, who are they going to go with, like crazy, before this past week, the divisional round games, and I was saying Lance. But not just beating the Cowboys, but the confidence that Shanahan had in Purdy, like throwing the ball while up back at your own end on crucial downs, even when you need to run clock, having him throw the ball in tight windows. Shanahan obviously has an insane confidence in Purdy, so that makes me think they're going to go Purdy. But yeah, Lance has more upside. But then the question is, does Lance fit the system? Because it's a little bit different style of quarterback. So
You
you're just
can make it
better.
work.
Are you better with the better fit? That's the big question here.
I think you get more of a playbook with Trey Lance. You can do
It's
you,
true.
Can
you
you make
could
the same throws, though?
you could run the Purdy playbook and then some with Trey Lance. In my opinion, of
Okay.
course.
All right. And this is probably my favorite one. Franchise tag. Each team only is allowed to place one franchise tag on a player in offseason. The Giants have two free agents here. Their quarterback and their running back, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. And at first glance, you probably want to say Saquon Barkley because of the tag price difference you see at the top there. $32.5 million it would cost for 1 year of Daniel Jones and $10.1 million of 1 year for Saquon Barkley. But I could argue that, and of course you can get Daniel Jones for cheaper on a multi-year deal, but do you want to be locked in with Daniel Jones for multiple years as your quarterback on, I don't think it's going to be that much cheaper than that, believe it or not. Or do you want to be in that mode where you're 1 year at a time, we can still look out for our future quarterback. What if something else comes up? Because the Giants could be a lot, but they could be still going right now if they had a better quarterback. So that's the debate there. I know $10.1 million is kind of expensive for a running back, but it does feel a little cheap for Saquon Barkley. But I guess the good thing with that is you're the same thing. You're not locked in multiple years on a running back. It's just a 1 year thing.
I think if you tag Saquon and go for another quarterback, it's
So no Daniel Jones.
no Daniel Jones.
All right, no, they're okay. Let me put this in the
So
scenario.
you have both of them, potentially.
They're getting both of them back. Let's say that in this scenario, they're getting both back. They're going to tag one and they're going to sign one. Which one are you choosing to tag?
I'm still tagging Saquon.
Originally, I was going to do that, but I'm switching it. I would tag Daniel Jones, make him prove it 1 more year.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's only 1 year. You're not on the hook for.
I guess if you're guaranteeing
'cause
Saquon to be back.
you think Daniel Jones probably wants a 4 or 5 year contract at least. Like he's not going to take a 2 year or 3 year deal.
I guess it's the same thing with Barkley though. Which
I
I'm
don't think.
realizing.
I was gonna say I don't think Saquon's gonna stay unless he was tagged, in my opinion.
I think he would stay.
No, he's gonna. He wants a multi-year deal
Just
with
give him-
like
You don't pay
$13
running
million.
backs.
Give him a 4 year deal. There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't even know how to answer this one.
Daniel Jones, I don't know if you're going to give him a 4 year deal. You're locked in with Daniel Jones for 4 years.
Well, the problem with the tag on Jones, the problem with franchise tags in general is that's the cap hit, and you can't move it anywhere. So they have a lot of cap space, but $32.5 million is gone for this upcoming year. So it kind of leaves you less room to do other stuff.
Can't get better.
Saquon.
If you give them, even if you pay them more than that per year, which I don't think they are, but if they pay them more than that per year on a 3 year deal, you can spread out those cap hits.
Yeah, but what if you do that with Daniel Jones, and then he just sucks, and you're stuck with his contract.
That's
where it's
true.
spread out, and you're paying him a lot for sucking.
Hmm.
You can't even trade
The old
him.
Mike Lennon
You can't even
move.
trade him then. Yeah.
Give me Saquon.
So you're just taking Saquon. I don't even know who to choose on this one.
You set a lot of rules on us on this one because obviously I was looking at like who you going with. You know, are you going to stay with Saquon or are you going to go with Daniel Jones? And obviously,
Yeah.
Saquon would be the answer.
Yeah, that way that would be it'd be Saquon because there are other good quarterbacks out there. That's why I don't like it. Like the Giants are almost coming out right now like Daniel Jones can be back. You're not even playing the other the what ifs or the other scenarios. Like what if this guy's available for you for a decent price? Like Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, like Lamar Jackson. What if they have to tag and trade him? You know, you're just like, nope, I don't care. Whatever quarterback wants to play for us, as good as quarterback I can get, I'm going. I don't love that if that's the case.
Dabo can literally go get his guy.
Yeah.
Whoever he thinks will fit the system the best. I mean, if I'm the Giants, I'm moving on. I'm moving away because I do think there's better options. I think Daniel Jones is good, but there's better options.
I can't even choose on this one.
I think we saw the peak of Daniel Jones this year. I think you got what you were going to get out of him, running the ball and throwing the ball wise.
I almost
should move him to receiver.
I almost want to tag.
Maybe.
Well, I guess I didn't give you this rule.
More rules.
How many rules are there?
Well, there's not a rule. I can tag Barkley for $10.1 million, and then I can sign Daniel Jones to a 2-year deal for cheaper than 32, or maybe a 1-year deal.
But would Daniel Jones do that?
I think maybe.
No.
I think Saquon wouldn't.
Maybe a 5-year deal.
Oh, I'm not
with an
$700
opt-out
million.
on 2.
I don't know.
The
We're
baseball
confusing ourselves now at this point.
Get us
But
out of here.
it's a very interesting situation the Giants have themselves in, which they are getting better. So there's positivity in the future. Even right now, they have a lot of cap space, but some tough decisions that I think they could make the wrong ones, possibly. I mean, Barkley already declined around a $12 million per year extension. I'm not a fan of extending running backs before free agency. I think you end up overpaying if that's the case. So they already might be trying to make the wrong move, in my opinion. I don't know. You don't know?
I don't know. I feel like there's always teams like the Jaguars who are just like ready just to spend all their money.
But it never happens on running backs. But it's fine if it happens too, because if somebody
someone
just
like Saquon Barkley though, I feel like a team, if you let him go to free agency, I think a team's just gonna like try to pay him, just make him the highest paid running back.
so like over $15 million, but
Yeah.
then you're like, all right, we weren't going to pay that anyways.
Then you lose out on Saquon.
But how many teams need a running back right now? There's not too many. So it kind of gives you
draft too.
a small list of a bidding war, and the draft is loaded. And there's other really good free agent running backs that might be better, or that might be cheaper. Josh Jacobs be around the same thing, but guys like Tony Pollard, Kareem Hunt, there's more. There's a list of them. You know, they would rather go with them. There's just not enough teams that need a running back that badly. So I don't know. I don't know if a team's really going to throw out that money. It's always had that rule. Don't sign running backs before free agency. Teams do it all the time. It rarely works out.
So we'll wait for free agency and we'll get back to you on this one.
Okay, yeah.
Nailed it.
That wraps it up for the Super Bowl pick'ems and more.
Next Pick'ems is live.
Next pick'ems is live. We'll keep you up to date with when that's going to be. We were saying next Friday probably, but follow our Twitter. We got you with the updates. Like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Full NFL coverage here. We got you. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.